Good morning, students. So, in earlier class, we seen how what are the various stresses induced in the curved beam and what are the equations that are involved to find out or calculate the stresses in inner and outer fibers for a curved beam. So, and we can also see in the example problem with the help of a C frame, that is a hydraulic press riveting press frame, machine frame, so that we find determine the stresses induced in the inner and outer fibers. And here coming to today's class, there is one more example I came with. So here it is an so we need to find out the combined stresses at inner and outer fibers at the critical cross section of crane hook. So it is given so it is a crane hook. So we know that which is used to lift a load. So it is in the form. Clear. So it is a crane hook which is used to lift 25,000 newtons. So load acting on the crane hook is given 25,000 newtons. So 25 into 10 cube. And if you take a cross section for the hook, so if you take an so cross section for the hook, so the cross section is trapezoidal. So and their parallel widths are given. So 60 mm and 30 mm. So inner width is so it is 60 mm. The outer width is 30 mm, and the distance between this two widths is being 90 mm. Clear? So the inner radius of the hook is 100 mm. So which means what is the inner radius? That is a distance from center of curvature O to the inner fibers. That is 100 mm. Clear? So the load line is near. So load line, which means so load line is a line. The load is acting. That is W. So 9,000 newtons. So the load line is nearer to the inner surface of the hook. Inner surface of the hook by 25 mm. Then the center of curvature at the critical section. So what will be the stresses at the inner and outer fibers? Which means the load line is nearer 25 mm nearer than the center of curvature line. So what is the center of curvature? So it is center of curvature means here to here. So the load line is not at this case. So load line is acting here W. So which is shorter of 25 mm distance. So can take 25 mm inside of the center of curvature line. So here the load is acting along the line, we call it as a load line. So W. Clear? So this is what the description for the problem is given. So we need to find out the stresses for the critical cross sections, that is at XX. So at the both the inner and outer fibers by the application of the load W 25,000 newtons. Clear? So let us go through the problem. So how we are going to solve the so clear. So in the solving of this problem, so we need to draw the separate cross section of a critical cross section of crane hook. So for that I can take a center of curvature line that will be obviously visible as a straight line. So it is a vertical line. So here it is. So if you draw the center of curvature line when it view from top, so that it will be observed as a vertical line. So with respect of the center of curvature line, the distance from the center of curvature to the inner fibers, that is 100 mm, that is Ri. So I can draw a cross section, separate cross section here. So it is a trapezoidal cross section. Clear? So and their inner radius of curvature is given, that is denoted by Ri, 100 mm. So their widths are given, so inner width as well as outer width. So it is outer width denoted by B naught, and it is inner width denoted by Bi, so that is 60 mm. 60, and the depth of the cross section is also given, 90 mm. So that so we know that so the outer radius of curvature, so R naught is given by Ri plus H, so that is 100 plus 80, sorry it is 90, so 190 mm is the outer radius of curvature, so it is R naught, 190 mm. Clear? So again we need to represent two more radius of curvatures, that is R and Rn. So the equations for the radius of curvature R and Rn both can be taken from design data book for the given cross section. So it is a trapezoidal cross section, so you can take the equations for radius of curvature R, that is the distance from center of curvature to the centroidal axis, and radius of curvature to the neutral axis Rn from the center of curvature to the neutral axis. That both the equations you can directly take it from for the equations. So that is taken from design data book for the trapezoidal cross section. So here Ri is the inner radius of curvature and H is the depth. So here it is denoted by H, and it is denoted by Bi, inner width, and it is denoted by B naught, outer width. So Bi and B naught, so by 3 into Bi plus B naught, so all the values are known. So if you can substitute all the values, the centroidal axis distance is given. So I may get 140 mm for radius of curvature, and then locate the centroidal axis, it is 140 mm. So it is centroidal axis. The value is so R equal to 140 mm. And similarly we can also find out so neutral radius of curvature to the neutral axis, that is Rn. So here again all the values are known, so you can substitute all the values. This value you may get 135.42 mm. So again you can also denote neutral axis. So Rn equal to 135.42 mm. So in the diagram clearly you can mention all the 4 radius of curvatures. So that is Ri, and another one is R naught. So and R radius of curvature to centroidal axis, and radius of curvature to the neutral axis. After finding out all the 4 radius of curvatures, you can find the offset distance between neutral axis, that is the radius of curvature of neutral axis to the centroidal axis. So obviously the radius of curvature to the centroidal axis is greater compared to the radius of curvature to the neutral axis. So E is given by R minus Rn. So clear? So it may be 4.58 mm. So that you can also represent here. It is a small e, 4.58 mm. So and you can also find out so yi and y naught, that is the distance from neutral axis to the inner fibers. So this is yi, and this one is y naught. So here yi is find out by means of so yi is given by so Rn minus Ri, and y naught is given by R naught minus R. So you know the values of Rn as well as Ri and R naught by substituting. Yi is 35.42 mm and y naught So I make it 54 point. Find out the cross-sectional area. So cross-sectional area capital A for the trapezoidal cross-section. So half into bi minus b naught, that is the average width into total depth. So you can substitute all the value Newton per mm square, 4050 mm square. So these are the four terms, so we need to find out in step number 4. So after finding out all the values, so we can go through the stresses, that is a bending stress induced at the inner and outer fibers by means of the equation sigma bi equal to m into yi by a into ri, and sigma b naught can be calculated minus y naught by a into r naught. So but here the moment is unknown, so we need to find out the moment here. So moment m is given by w into l. So but w is given, that is a load acting on the crane hook, that is a load carrying capacity of the hook. W is 25 kilonewtons, but the length, so as I stated, the length is to be taken from centroidal axis to the load acting. So here the load line we are not represented. The load line is shorter than the radius of curvature line, so it is inside of these. So here the load is acting, so towards the downward side, 25 kilonewtons, so shorter of 25 mm. So the length, the perpendicular distance, the length is given by, so we need to take the length from centroidal axis to the load acting. So this gives the perpendicular distance then from the load acting to the centroidal axis. So here the load acting is shorter of 25 mm. So but we know that the radius of curvature, that is about center of curvature to the centroidal axis distance, is denoted by r. So the L, so the value of L is shorter of 25, so we can subtract the value of 25 mm, that is shorter distance, from the radius of curvature r, so that we may get so 10 cube Newton mm. So length will be 115 mm. So load is 25 kilonewtons. So you can substitute both the values. You can also check with the values. 90 Newton per mm square. So it is a tensile stress. So and sigma b naught is minus 44.52 Newton per mm square. It is a compressive type of stress. So and after that, so it is not only the section is subjected to the bending, so the section may also subjected to the direct stress. So we can also find out the direct stress here. So direct stress is given by sigma d equal to load by area. So this value I may get 6.17 Newton per mm square. You can also check the value of direct stress. So after finding out the direct stress, we need to find so the resultant stresses here. So resultant stress sigma ri is given by sigma d plus sigma bi. So why? Because at the inner fibers both are tensile. So we can adding that. So 54 and 6. So it is around 60. So I may get 61.07 Newton per mm square. And the resultant stress at the outer fibers is sigma d minus sigma b naught. So this value will be 38.35 Newton per mm square. So this is so we need to find out. So that is what they asked in the problem. So we need to find out the maximum stresses at inner and outer fibers. So here it is subjecting to the axial load, so that we may get the resultant stresses at inner and outer fibers by finding out all the values. Clear? So whatever the cross section it is given, the procedure the remain same. So we need to follow all the steps by drawing a separate cross section with respect to the center of curvature line and indicating all the radius of curvatures here. So starting from ri, r naught, r and rn, and finding out all the values of small e, yi and y naught, and sigma b and sigma b naught. So and finally find out the value of L, the load, the distance from load acting to the point of load acting to the center, that is centroidal axis. So here it is a short of centroidal axis, center of curvature line. So I can take subtracted from the radius of curvature r. So and then so by substituting all the values in the bending stress equation, with respect of fibers, that is inner and outer fibers. So I may get the stress values here. So it is subjected to the direct stress also. So I'm going to calculate a direct stress load by area. So by sum of algebraic sum of both the direct and bending stress, that gives the resultant stress in the inner and outer fibers. Clear? So this is how we can find out the stresses. But there is one more method we may have. So instead of giving the stresses, we need to find out the stresses. So they can ask for the capacity of the hook. That means so we need to find out the load carrying capacity of how much it is going to find out. So they can give the permissible stress values. So that is a sigma is given. So that can be equated to sigma max. So the maximum stresses induces, so that is at the sigma Ri. So that we can find out in terms of W. So in terms of load, and that can be equated to the direct, that is a permissible stress value. So we can find out the load or the capacity acting on the, that is capable to withstand the loads, the load withstanding capacity of the crane.